Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin. Today I am going to be reading my 100th book of the year. I'm also filming on my new DJI Osmo Pocket 3, so if things look a lot different, if things look weird, I am testing out a new camera for vlogging. So this is going to be an interesting vlog because I really have no idea what I'm doing, and we're all along for the ride. We're testing things out, so hopefully this is fun. I also have a little microphone. Isn't that crazy? Oh my god, I kind of feel like a professional, which is kind of crazy because I never feel like a professional booktuber. So yeah, this is really weird. I feel so uncomfortable because I feel like I'm starting from scratch, starting on a new camera, and I feel like I've forgotten how to film. I've forgotten how to vlog. I've forgotten how to talk. I've forgotten how to be myself. So this is going to be a very interesting vlog. But we are reading my 100th book of the year, which I'm going to make Molka by Monica Kim. I am so excited about this book. I have been dying to read it. It's one of my most anticipated books of the year. So I am highly looking forward to this. I'm a little nervous that it's not going to live up to my expectations. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I wanted this to be my 100th book of the year, so I'm really excited. Otherwise, I really don't know what we're doing in this vlog. It's going to be a lot of messing with my camera. I can't tell what I look like in this camera. I feel like I look a hot mess, which honestly, I mean, I always look a hot mess. So yeah, we're going to, I don't know, this is going to be a very interesting vlog. So if you like chaos, you like hearing me ramble and never know what I'm doing, stick around because I feel like this vlog is going to be full of that. And yeah, get a snack, strap in. This is going to be a bumpy ride, I feel like. So yeah, I'm going to start reading and try to learn how to use my camera. So yeah, I will check in when I've got an update for y'all. Hey friends, so I'm here for an update. I have started reading Molka right here. I am like about halfway, or like close to halfway, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm reading so incredibly slow. May has been a terrible reading month for me. I have been in some weird slump, and I just feel like, I don't know, like I want to read, but everything doesn't sound interesting, and my TBR doesn't really look inviting, and the effort to pick up a book is just, it feels monumental. So I feel like I'm kind of in a slump, but I was really hopeful that Mocha would pull me out because I loved The Eyes Are the Best Part so much. And again, this is like my most anticipated read of the year. I'm pretty sure it is. And I just had such high hopes for it. And so far my hopes have been met. I have been really enjoying it. It's reading really quickly. It's a very interesting read. I'll tell you a little bit about it right now. So as of right now where I'm at, I have only gotten 2 POVs. So I'm following 2 characters at the moment. We have Dahe, I think that's how you say her name. And then we have, what's the other guy's name? I keep like blanking him out because I don't really like him. What is his name? Junyoung. So Junyoung, he's an IT tech at the company, and Dahe works at the same company. He works in like this IT department, and he has these hidden cameras in the women's bathroom, and he spies on them. He he's a voyeur. He watches them. He looks at the color panties they wear. He's very, very gross. Honestly, his POV is pretty hard to read because he's just so disturbing. And I think what makes him disturbing is that it's so realistic. Like, this is a huge problem in Korea, I am now aware of, apparently. I didn't know anything about, like, Molca cameras, like hidden cameras. I didn't know how big of a problem that was, and this book is definitely tackling that problem, how the government is just, like, so blasé about it. They just shrug their shoulders. They're like, whatever, it's fine, whatever, you know, who cares? As someone who obviously lives in America, I'm not blind to those things. Like, I know that when I go to, you know, a certain type of motel room or something, I'm gonna be a little wary. I'm gonna be looking for things. I've heard stories about Airbnbs. Like, I know these things exist and I know that they are a real problem. I've seen TikToks of women going out in public and men recording them. Like, this is like a real problem. I guess I just didn't know how big of a problem it was in Korea, and how these Molca cameras, and how there's like chat rooms where the videos get shared. I didn't really know about any of that. And I guess it's because even though it's such a big problem, no one seems to care, which is so typical, that when a problem involves women and how women are being treated by men in particular, it just gets brushed aside and it gets treated like nothing, right? So, shocker, I'm not that surprised. But anyway, so that's one POV. Dahae is our main woman. She's dating this guy named Hyukjun, and he is very wealthy, and he's a very... I don't particularly like him. He seems very red flag heavy to me. I don't know that much about him, but just from what I've gotten from Dahae's point of view, he just gives major red flags, and I don't really like him. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Dahae is also kind of haunted by the death of her older sister. They had a very tumultuous relationship. They weren't like super duper close. And her relationship with her parents is very... I mean, to me it feels like she thinks they wish she had died instead of her older sister. So she's just got very interesting relationships with her family, and she's dating this man who I'm not the biggest fan of. Look, he could turn out to be better than I think. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. It's a very interesting book. It's a very hard read. I think reading Junyoung's POV is hard, and I think a lot of women will struggle, just not feel disgusted by this book, because it feels so icky. Reading his POV especially just makes me feel icked out, and I just feel like I need to like shower. Like, I just can't stand him, and his POV is so just awful. But so far the book is really, really good. Oh, I'm not halfway. Why did I think I was halfway? I'm a little less than halfway. I don't know. I think I'm reading faster than I am, but I am really, really enjoying it, and I'm just excited to see what the second half is gonna do, because I know how punchy The Eyes Are the Best Part were, so I'm really looking forward to that punchiness in Molca. So I'm super excited to continue. That's pretty much my update. I don't have much else to say, but yeah, I'll obviously update you all when I finish it. And then I will have read my 100th book of the year. Thank God. It's taken me way too long to get there. But yeah, that's it for the update. It's Saturday. Justin is off for the long weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. So we are going to hang out and relax and just spend time together. And I'm so excited. So yeah, I will get some B-roll of some things that we do. And I'll obviously update you when I finish the book. So that's all for the update, and I will check in with you all later. New filming location. I'm in the kitchen. I'm about to unbox a Barnes & Noble package. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. I'm still getting used to this camera. But can we talk about how Barnes & Noble, the CEO or whatever the frick he is, said that he would consider selling AI books if the demand is there? Ew. That's disgusting and makes me really upset. But I placed this order before I heard that. Barnes & Noble, not very happy about that. Hello. Okay. I don't know. Oh gosh. The way you can tell I don't unbox things that often because I'm like so bad about this. Okay, we'll do a little haul. Okay, I got the second book in the How to Survive Camping series. This one is The Lady in Chains. And I really liked the first book, so we're gonna give that a go. Then I got She Waits Where Shadows Gather. I really like this cover. And I haven't heard much about it, actually. I think I heard that this has OCD rep in it, which is why I really wanted to check it out. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is Lesser Known Monsters of the 21st Century. I have a book from this author, Kim Fu, on my NetGalley ARC thing. I think the book's already out. But I haven't read it yet. But I think this sounds cool. It sounds like a short story collection that I'd really like. And the cover looks intriguing. Then we have Honey by Imani Thompson. The cover looks so cool. And I don't actually remember if I know what it's about. But I really like the cover. Then I got, oh, this is interesting. I didn't know this was hardcover. Maybe I did. I got A Place About the Kinky Region. I haven't heard much about this, but it looks interesting. I think it's kind of like, yeah, it's written like the person's friend is missing, so they're like looking into figuring out what happened to their friend. This is this is Hex House, and I think this is a new release. It's witchy, feminist, folk horror, which I think it's witchy at least. Okay, maybe I made that up. I feel like I thought that it had some witchy element or something. But anyways, it sounds like it would be up my alley. This was pretty much a cover by, I'm gonna be honest, Come Sing for the Harrowing. This is a short story collection. It's about folk horror, which I'm not the biggest fan of folk horror, as I literally just showed another folk horror book. But this looks so cool, and I've been in a short story collection, so I was like, okay, I have to get this. And then the last book that's mine, because Justin got one, this is You Are Fatally Invited. This, I remember it being a aardvark pick, but I really like the paperback's cover more than the hardcover, and I just thought it was cute. And I love a murder mystery, thriller, writing retreat kind of plot, so I feel like I might really like this. And I'll show you Justin's book. I found this for him, actually. I thought he might like it. This is The Last Contract of Isako. It's by Fonda Lee. And it's like about, yeah, the main character is a swordswoman. And I thought Justin would really like that. So this is his book. But yeah, that's the little haul. I hope you all oh my gosh. I hope you all enjoyed this little brief interruption of the vlog for a book haul. So, yeah, okay. I'll talk to you guys later. I cannot tell if this angle is good or not because this new camera, I love it. I love filming with it. It's so easy, but like it's so teeny tiny that I can't really tell if angles are good or not. So I'm gonna be watching this back, editing like, oh, this looks like crap, girl. So hopefully, I don't know what I'm doing. I look a hot mess. I just woke up. Don't judge me too hard. I finished Molka last night and oh my god, Monica Kim is she's a genius. Okay, I am obsessed with this book. It is exactly what I was hoping for. It's also the most frustrating, irritating read ever, and I mean that in the most affectionate, loving way possible. I know that sounds like a critique, but I feel like if you read a lot of feminine rage, horror, a lot of books about misogyny, male entitlement, which this is heavily about, I feel like you know the struggle because you want the feminine rage, but the whole book is just these horrific acts towards women and just like the utmost awful, terrible things. Just, it makes you so angry and upset. And you have to go through this whole book, like this whole book, because the good stuff doesn't start happening until like here. And that's the problem. With feminine rage, you need that buildup, you need that momentum, you need that awful stuff, which is horrible to say because I don't like reading about the kinds of stuff that I have to read about when I read feminine rage, you know? But you need that buildup, you need to see these horrific acts to watch and understand why the character ends up doing what they do, right? And usually that's why we root for the women, right? That's why we're like, support women's wrongs and women's rights, you know, like that's why we get so excited, is because we've seen all these things happen to the main character and we're like, finally, karma, you know, we're like, finally, this is what we've been waiting for. But man, these books are such a struggle sometimes, and I can definitely see a lot of people not liking this book because it's just so, it's disturbing to read. And I think what makes it disturbing is that this is so real. I wish I could say, oh, Monica Kim, she was exaggerating. She, added so many things to make this feel more horrific. Like, she really exaggerated the situations, like, blah, 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 blah. I can't say that because everything in here, I was like, yeah, this is realistic. I mean, I can see this really happening. It's not far-fetched. It does happen. It happens all the time, especially apparently in Korea, which I was not, I wasn't knowledgeable in. I feel like this has opened up my, my mind to knowing how horrific these spy cameras are in Korea and how women are having to deal with this so like frequently. And I mean, in America, we do have spy cameras. You hear about, people spying on women in bathrooms and in Airbnbs and hotels and stuff like that. You hear about it, but I guess I didn't know how big of a problem this was in Korea. It's crazy because the horror really is that this is just a daily occurrence, and like this is things that women actually have to go through. It's obviously commentary on misogyny, male entitlement, how government, law enforcement, people in general see men and what they do as, boys being boys, and what girls or women are seen, when they fight back or when they try to enlighten people on the things that are happening. They're called hysterical and emotional and crazy, and it's just like, reading this is so hard because you just want to like roll your eyes. You just want to like it's just, it's a frustrating read, and it's frustrating because it's so well done. That's the problem. It's so good. I wish I had gotten my reaction when I was reading a certain part of this book when something happens towards the end, because it was so gory and graphic, and when it happened I was like, I wish I had gotten my reaction, but I was not filming. And then I could have picked up the camera, but then it would have been fake, so I didn't do that. But the ending to this, while it's upsetting and it's really sad, and it's not an ending that I liked, but also it is an ending I liked, because some things happened that made me upset, but then other things happened where I was like, oh, okay. It's a very conflicting book, but I guess that just means that, it did what it was trying to do. I think this is a really good topic for a book, not only because of how often it's occurring, but also because technology is just getting better. Technology is just getting better and better and better. Now we have, AI constantly floating about. There are deep fakes, and it's just like, technology is only going to improve. And with that, I feel like these situations are only going to get easier and easier to hide. It sucks because it's going to fall on us as women to be more careful and to be more diligent, to be more watchful, even though we do that every single day of our lives, and we're always doing that. And it's going to fall on us to take responsibility, because we don't want to get ourselves into those situations, when it should be, it should be up to the government and law enforcement to help and protect us, but that is probably not going to happen, especially with technology getting better. So it's just really disappointing, but I really, 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 really liked this book. Monica Kim is incredible. This was a great book. Oh my God, beginning to end, I loved it. 5 stars. I knew it was going to be a 5 stars. It was a 5-star prediction. I'm so happy that it was actually 5 stars. I'm screaming, so excited. But yeah, Monica Kim, I will read anything that this woman writes. It's incredible. Like, this was so good. Definitely in my top favorite books of 2026. So incredible. What I'm gonna do today, it's Sunday. I need to pack an order for Pango. I feel like I look very disheveled and weird, but that's fine. I need to pack an order for Pango. Someone bought some books from me, but also I had a whole situation with Aardvark. I got my May box, but my box got lost for a few days, so I reached out to Aardvark and they sent me a new box, but then my other box showed up, so now I have 2 sets of a May box. So I'm going to put one set up on Pango to sell it, which is so frustrating. But I am going to sell one set, so I'm going to put these on my Pango. I'm going to pack up a Pango order. I might try to clean my room if I have some time, because I have books everywhere. You can't really see, but you can kind of see behind me. It's like kind of a hot mess. And I think I'm gonna start reading Japanese Gothic. I was only gonna read 1 book in this vlog, but we're gonna make it 2. I think I'm gonna read this one next. So yeah, this is gonna be my next book. That's what I'm gonna be doing today, and I will update you all when I have something to update you on. It's 3 in the morning and I can't sleep, and I was like, I should probably update the vlog. And instead of laying in bed and not being able to sleep and just laying there and laying there and laying there and laying there, I was like, wait, I could actually like talk to you all. So it's 3 in the morning. I feel like I should prove it to you so you know. I don't know. I don't know if it's too dark. Hold on. Can you see that? Do you see that? It says 3:11, I think, something like that. I'm also really thirsty, so I'm gonna try this Bloom Pop prebiotic prebiotic. Wow, prebiotic prebiotic soda that's caffeine free. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok talking about this, and this is the Shirley Temple flavor, which is supposed to be really good. And I've fallen victim to like the Olipop and Poppy hype, and like they're okay. As someone who like loves soda and has grown up drinking soda way more than they should have drank soda, I feel like I can tell a difference, so I don't like the taste of these. But I've seen a lot of people like this one, and it smells pretty good. I want to see if it's worth the hype. It's 20 calories. Not that I really, care about any of that, but in case you wanted to know. So let's try it on camera. This is my first reaction. It's okay. I just feel like people hype these prebiotic sodas up so much. Like, people act like they really taste like Dr. Pepper and Coke, and it's like, no, they don't. Don't lie that much, okay? Like, I'm all for healthier options, but like, this doesn't taste like a soda. Not to me. Like, it's fine. I'll drink it. I don't think it's as good as everyone makes it seem. And also, this came in a 4-pack for like, I think it was like $9, which is like really expensive. So, if you wanted to know my opinion, I don't think this is worth it. Is it bad? No. Is it amazing? No. It's fine. Anyways, why we're actually here. I finished Japanese Gothic. Now, I wasn't actually going to read this book in this vlog. I wasn't going to read another book alongside Mocha because I was planning on this being like my 100th book of the year reading vlog, so I was just going to read one book, but I felt like that was just such a boring vlog, and I was kind of on a roll with a 5-star, so I was like, okay, let me read this because I'm really excited about it. I don't know, it just felt like I should. This book, like, I don't even know how to talk about this book because it is so unlike anything I've ever read before. I don't want to give too much away. I don't even know how to put into words how I feel about this book. Like, this is going to be a bumpy synopsis, a bumpy explanation. So just like, hang on. Okay, let me spew words at the camera. At first, it'll probably sound like a lot of nonsense and a lot of nothing, but let me go. Let me start the ball rolling, okay? And then we'll get there eventually, okay? We'll get there eventually. So I actually didn't know what this book was about before I picked it up. I tend to do that a lot, and because I didn't love Bat Eater by Kylie Lee Baker, yeah. Why? I thought I got her name wrong for a second. Because I didn't love Bat Eater, I was a little nervous going into this book that I was going to hate it. I think I skimmed the plot when it first got announced, and then I was like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll give it a try, whatever. So I probably forgot after all that time, and I was like, okay, what's this book about? So I was telling Justin that I had no idea what this is about, okay? Like, I was like, what is this? And I was hoping I liked it because I got the special aardvark edition and it's signed. And I was like, oh my god. And I also got the special Evernight edition, and I was like, man, I better really like this book. So we have two POVs in this book. We have Lee, and Lee is in 2026, okay? And he has just killed his roommate. So he flees, okay? He flees and he goes and leaves college because that's where he was at when he killed his roommate. He goes and he's on the run. He goes to live with his father, who has just moved in to this new house in Japan, and he's like staying kind of with his girlfriend. His girlfriend, like, she's not necessarily living there, but she's kind of hopping between that house and her parents' house, so she's like staying with them or whatever. And so Lee goes to stay with his dad, and he's like, I'm gonna hide out here, and then I'm gonna just go from there, like figure out what to do about the whole I murdered my roommate situation. And him and his dad have a very interesting relationship. His mom went missing, I think when he was 12, so like 8-ish years ago. She went missing, and he like hasn't dealt with that. Like he just wants to know the truth about his mom and what happened to her. And I feel like him and his dad, they just have a very interesting relationship now that his mom is gone. It's like they don't really have a connection. There's nothing there except for the title of like parent and child. So it's just kind of rocky for them. They just don't have a lot in common. Lee feels like he has to tiptoe around his dad. He has to say the right things. He has to kind of hide himself to make himself more palatable to his dad, right? And Lee is also, he's addicted to drugs. He numbs himself with like, I think Ativan and Benadryl and something else. I don't know, but he like takes a lot of drugs to kind of numb his feelings, numb his mind, that kind of thing. That's what's going on in the 2026 timeline. There's also Sen in 1877 Japan, and her father is a samurai, but this is at the point in Japan where samurais aren't really a thing anymore. However, her dad is teaching her how to be a samurai, but they're in hiding, right? They're in this house and they're hiding because they can't be samurais out in the open. Like, that's not possible. So they are kind of keeping it hush hush. They're very, very poor. They're having a hard time feeding all of her siblings. I think she has two younger brothers. So it's her mom, her dad, and her two brothers. And so they're definitely struggling, but her dad is teaching her how to be a samurai. And just like Lee and his dad, Sen and her dad have a very complicated relationship as well. The one thing that ties them together is really being a samurai. That's it. That's how she pleases her father. That's how she makes herself seen by her father. Yeah, so like that's how she stays relevant to her father, is by training and learning and trying to become the best samurai that she can. Two POVs, two different timelines. This is just such a unique story. It's like a horror, haunting, like ghost story. It's like a Japanese mythology, fairy tale-ish feeling. It's historical. It's, there's this mystery about Lee murdering his roommate and like what really happened with that, and also the disappearance of his mom. That's like just a little bit mysterious. There's so much going on in this book, which should make me hate it, because I tend to hate when books have too much going on. I hate when it just feels like a bunch of things have been mashed together and they don't really make sense. That's kind of the thing I didn't love about Bat Eater. I gave it a 3.75, and it's not that I didn't like it, it's just that I thought all the elements together didn't fit perfectly like a little puzzle. It just felt a little like trying to jam a puzzle piece that doesn't fit into a spot. It felt like that for me. But this, there's just something about it. From the beginning, I was a little nervous, especially with Sen's POV, it being in 1877 and about like the samurai. Like, I just don't know a lot about samurais. I just don't know a lot about that time period. I took a Japanese class in college. It was a very fascinating class. We talked about geography, we talked about history, we talked about mythology, we talked about all kinds of stuff, really. And it was a really interesting class, but I still feel like I just don't know enough. I always have a hard time with like historical books when it's talking about things that I'm just not super familiar with. I get a little nervous, but this was woven so beautifully. The writing was gorgeous. The whole story is just so raw and heartbreaking. Lee and Sen are they're such similar characters. They have such similarities, but they go about things so differently, and their lives are so different, and they have so much in common. And it was just like a heartbreaking story. Like, it was really sad when everything came together in the end. I was kind of like, oh, this is way sadder than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be kind of like silly, goofy. No, this was really sad. And this is one of those books where the whole time you're really confused on how everything fits together. I mean, some people might figure it out really easily. I was not one of those people. So the whole time I was very much trying to figure out what connected where, what was going on, how things, were going to lock together, and I just couldn't figure out everything. There were some things I was suspicious of, and I was like, okay, I think this is the direction we're going. But when everything was revealed at the end, I was like, whoa, okay. I didn't see this coming all the way, and it kind of blew me away. And I was telling Justin, my husband, earlier, I had to sit and think about this book, what I was going to rate it, because I was like, I don't know how to go on to this vlog and be like, I think it's a 5-star, but I don't know how to explain how it's a 5-star. And I feel like if you understand, you understand, but sometimes 5 stars are feelings. They're just, you finish the book and you're like, wow, that book, it was just like, it impacted me. I can't explain how. I can't really explain why, but it just did. And it was just a 5-star read. And I know that sounds so stupid. And as someone who has like a booktube channel and makes these videos, I feel like such a fraud coming on here and being like, well, it's just a feeling. I don't know how to list out everything I loved about it without giving too much away. I don't know how to list out everything when it's not necessarily things I could list and write out. It's more just like feelings. Like, I was sucked in, I was drawn into the story, I was interested in Lee. I wanted to see if he was gonna find out the truth about his mom. I wanted to see where their stories would end, and I just wanted to get there, and I was so fascinated the whole time. I just needed to know. Like, I just needed to know, and I was devouring it. Like, I haven't read this fast in so long. I said earlier in the vlog, I've been having kind of a struggle with reading in May. I think I've only read like 9 books. It's been horrible. And this book like kind of brought me back to life a little bit. I was like, whoa, this is what I like about reading. Like, this is what intrigues me. It's little hints thrown throughout where you're like, okay, wait, maybe something like this is going on, but it just doesn't fully make sense, and it's just keeping you intrigued and keeping you reading and keeping you engaged. And I don't know how to explain this book. It's so different from anything I've ever read. I don't know, it just feels so different. And as someone who reads a lot of haunted house stories, it was such a breath of fresh air to read a haunted house story that did something that I just didn't expect and didn't see coming and kind of turned me on my head. I love that. I love when authors can take one of my favorite tropes or one of my favorite kind of like genres of horror and flip it around to make it feel fresh and different. And I feel like Kylie Lee Baker did that with A Haunted House. And there's so much to this book, and I don't know, it was so well done. The writing was gorgeous. It was just like, fascinating. I don't know how to explain it. If you understand what I'm saying, you get it. But I have to give it 5 stars because that's what I felt at the moment of finishing the book. I know I can't exactly pinpoint everything why, but it is. I know it's a 5 star. Like it's a 5 star. I loved it. And having 2 back-to-back 5 stars is insanity, by the way. I haven't had a 5 star since March. I needed these 2 5-star reads. But yeah, it's just like, it's so much. There's just so many things happening in this book, and it just feels so unique. And I really enjoyed the reading experience. I really enjoyed the story itself. I enjoyed how Kylie Lee Baker told it. I just had a good time. I had a really good time, and it broke my heart a lot, which I do enjoy a book that can kind of like break my heart. So this one did that. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I might try to get another vlog up before the end of May, but honestly, I really need to get this up and edited for you all because May has not been my month, so I kind of need to get this up and posted and yada yada. So I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. Hopefully it was interesting, I guess. I don't know, but hopefully you all liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, you know the drill. Let me know in the comments if you read Molka or Japanese Gothic and what you thought of them. I know a few of you let me know in the comments when I said I was going to read them that you were really excited for me to read them because you really enjoyed them. So I would love to hear your thoughts down below. With that being said, I hope you're having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!